Hello everybody, and thank you for joining me again today. I hope you're all well, and for those of you who have had your Easter holidays, I hope you had a little bit of a break in there. For those of you coming up, please make sure you have a bit of a break going on. So today's webinar, we're going to be looking at sort of Education City resources and how they can be used to support you in supporting your students with distance learning. So today, what I'm hoping to do is to show you some of the assessments that we have available to you, and then sort of the other resources that we have that you can use for remedial content after the assessments or for daily lessons if you need to. Now, just before we get started, I just want to tell you that the site that I'm going to be using today is a made-up school. So if you see any students or teacher names, they are fake, just to make sure I'm not breaking any GDPR rules. I'm also going to be using an English account, but if you are joining me today from Scotland, Northern Ireland, Wales, please do not worry. I will point out the areas that may be a little bit different to you. So we'll get started then, shall we? There we go. So I'm going to head over to the Education City site. And here it is. This is what it should look like when you log in. Now, for some of you, it may look like this. This is sort of the old homepage that we are looking at changing. Click to the new view just there to this one. I find this one much easier to navigate and easier to use. So this is the one I'm going to be using for today's webinar. Now, I should point out, if you do have any questions at any point, please wait till the end. I'll provide you with an email address where you can get in touch with us. So we'll get started then, shall we? So first off, I was talking about the assessments. Now you can see straight away on this home screen, we have our assessments here. The great thing is that we can click into that. You need to make sure, again, that your users are updated, so all students and teachers are uploaded onto your account. And then you can see here, you've got your class automatically input, and we can have a look, find that class just there. You can also set it for different groups of students, but have a look at some of our previous webinars on YouTube, and that will tell you how you can create groups. So we click next, and then we've got our academic level. So this obviously may appear different if you're joining us from Scotland or Northern Ireland, Wales. It may have sort of your P levels in there instead, but you can select your academic year group, and then you've got your subject areas. Now, Education City has assessments for English, maths and science, or numeracy and literacy, as well as science, for formative, summative, and in some cases, unit assessments as well. So if I head into numeracy or mathematics, you can see there's a couple of unit assessments there. And you can open them up to have a look at using that preview function, and you've got your selector just there as well. Then we can put in a publish date. So you can set this ahead of time if you need to. I'm just going to leave that as it is for now. And you'll see you've got a bit of a summary just there, how long you're going to be setting it for. And then we can change the title of this. So we could put calculation quiz, and we can even pop the date in there as well, just to remind ourselves when it was set for the students. And then we've got our summary. We've got our who, our what, our when, and our title. And then all that's left to do now is finish. And that's it. That is that assessment set. Now, the great thing about all of our assessments is that they are marked for you. A lot of them as well will provide children with a revision journal to fill in any gaps in learning. And that's based on the incorrect answers that each child gets. So it's an independent and prescribed piece of content, up to 15 pieces of content there. Now, what you can then do is you can track some progress using the success tracker. Again, I'm going to come to that in a future webinar, but do feel free to explore what's there. So let's have a look at the other content that we have available. Today, I'm going to be using the subjects area, as you can see, also available on that left-hand panel which will follow us around throughout Education City. So let's head into our subjects, and you can see the core subjects that we provide. So we've got English or literacy, maths or numeracy, science, and we have our online computing tools there as well. So let's start off and head into science. Now, usually if I was teaching, I might start off with a ThinkIt, and you can see the little icon there represents a thought bubble. And ThinkIts are designed to, really useful for a mental law starter. They're designed to get children thinking and excited about an area or unit of work. They might ask them to discuss something or explore something, or investigate something a little further. And that's why I've brought you into science, because there's some fantastic investigation ThinkIts going on in science. Now, we've got loads there, but we can also filter down this left-hand side through the area that we want them to explore, or alternatively, we can find investigation around here somewhere. There it is. And we can see those tools. So you've got things like habitat, exploring in their, own back garden, even sounds. How can you muffle sounds? And you've got some really useful tools in terms of planning and investigation. And for the upper year group, some fair testing tools in there as well. So lots of tools for investigation, really fun things that you could send home and ask the children to investigate, maybe recording as well what they've done in their books or on sheets. So you can see we can scroll through there, and each investigation tells us a summary and any objectives that it may meet. And obviously, whether you're working against the curriculum for excellence or the national curriculum, this will vary against the objectives just there. So those are ThinkIts. Now, if I head backwards along our breadcrumb trail to the subjects area, in English, your ThinkIts tend to be about discussion, maybe favourite books or genres, and maybe discussing why something is your favourite, why this particular character is your favourite. And in the math, they're more to do with sort of investigation of different numbers or different types of calculations maybe, and looking at sort of reasoning, justification work in there. So really useful for mastery maths. But we're going to head into English next. As if we've started off with a ThinkIt, I would next head into a Learn screen. And as you can see just there, little icon just there, basically, Learn screen is a combination of a video and a slideshow. It enables you to get play, fast forward, rewind, but also select the slides that you're on. So really good for that independent learning, sort of going back or forwards depending upon what you need to know. And we can again click on that and we can go forwards or backwards as we need to. If I just head back to this one, you can see this one here, the difference between subordinating and coordinating conjunctions. So they're very useful for introducing grammatical features, and a lot of them will tell you if there's an activity associated with them as well. So you can see here, lots of them for phonics, so you can still support children with learning phonics at home. And if I just scroll down, we also have learn screens and activities to support both geography and historical topics as well. So you can see there some geographic tools, and we can scroll right down here. And in many cases, we do also have series of learn screens or activities. So you can see here, you've got this Stamina for Writing series that covers different genres of writing. This one is a favourite of mine. Let's have a look at that one. So this covers, as it says here, a newspaper report about the Great Fire of London. So we can open that up. Let's have a quick look there. So we've got our play, our rewind, fast forward, as you would do for a video, but we've also got our slide selectors here as well. And the great thing about these particular learn screens, the Stamina for Writing learn screens, is that they do talk you through, in this case, writing a newspaper report. We've got what each paragraph has to contain, sort of looking at the different features of a newspaper report, and also looking in this case about past tense, third person and quotation marks. And then at the very end, you've got what the children are working towards. So this is something you might pop into a My City folder for the children to use. They could maybe write a newspaper report about something that's happening at the moment as well. So really good template for them to use. So let's head backwards there. So that is what a Learn screen looks like. Really, really good tool for introducing a unit of work or refreshing something that they maybe was taught previously. Now, as I mentioned, some of our Learn screens come with activities, and it is the same. It will tell you if there are activities that come with the Learn screens as well. So you can see there, this one has a Learn screen with it. And all of our activities do come with an activity sheet as well. We open that up, we can have a look here. So this is something, if children at home maybe have a printer, they can print that off, and it's something that you might want to email out to parents to maybe practice with their children, or email out a few of the phonics tools that parents can practice. So really useful, and all of our activities are marked for you as well. So as in addition to those assessment marks, you can have a look at any activities that have been completed within the success tracker as well. And the great thing is that as teachers, you are able to let children have another practice at things, so they can keep having a go, trying to improve that best score and applying new knowledge every time. And we can sort of scroll through there again, and you can see we've got our version, the objectives that are applied to there. And there we go, there's another one just there in terms of activities. Now, a question I was asked recently, if I just scroll down to the bottom here, loads of activities for different areas. We've got some really useful ones in terms of comprehension as well, sort of reading comprehension, really good ones in the upper year groups as well. And you can see here, some of them do have the same name as with those Learn screens. So they are series that you can all add to a folder. So we've got prefixes and suffixes here that you can add in to a folder to support learning. Same here. And we've got here as well. Now here, because we've got a 1 cloud and a 2 cloud, these may follow on from each other. So really useful to look at sequencing work and sort of the composition of your My City in that sense. So let's head backwards using our breadcrumb trail. Because we've started off with a ThinkIt, we've got excited about what it is that we're learning. And then maybe we've moved on to a Learn screen to introduce what it is that we are looking at. And then maybe we've done an activity or two to secure that learning in place. Now, we do also have videos that we can use to secure learning, and they're also bundles as well. So you can see here we've got Lesson Sounds, Jolly Phonics, Read Write Ink for Phonics, and in EYFS you've got a lovely themes bundle just there as well. If I head back into maths, we also have a bundle in math, and that is our times tables bundle. So this comprises of our videos for each multiplication table. You can see, you can scroll through there into each of those times tables. Now, word of warning, some of them, such as the 8 times table, will get stuck in your head. A lot like there's always that one nativity song that does get stuck in your head as well. This happens to be one of those, but it's a lot of fun, and the kids love learning their times tables this way. And you can see alongside each video, we have our multiplication facts, our division facts, and multiplication and division. And these are activities again as well. And the great thing is that in multiplication, it will do sort of the commutative law in terms of having 1 times 2, 2 times 2, 3 times 2, and then flipping to have 2 times 1, 2 times 2, 2 times 3. And that's the same in the video as well. And then we have our division facts, and we have multiplication and division facts, encouraging the inverse operations as well. So really, really good tools. And if you want to check where your children are at in terms of multiplication, we do have our multiplication tables check just here. It's a quick quiz, and it will do both commutative and sort of inverse measures as well. We've got 20 seconds, 10 seconds, and the 6-second one as per the government standard for the multiplication tables check. And as you can see by this little blue circle, which you may have been spotting around Education City, it is available on an iPad or a tablet. So you can filter through to those tools that are available on an iPad or a tablet as well. So lots of fun, really, really useful tools that you can keep adding into My City, allocating that to students that will both teach and support learning, as well as sort of quick assessments in terms of the activities. Now, the final thing I want to tell you about is our Play Live. It's a really fun game. It is available in English as well as in maths. But in maths, it covers the 4 basic operations in terms of your addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. And it's a fun game that is available on an iPad or a tablet. It enables children to compete against each other, whether at home or in school. They can compete against other children in their class and try to answer questions as quickly as they can. But be warned, they do only have the 3 lives. So if they get a question incorrect, they lose a life. So it secures sort of accuracy as well as instant recall. So that is how I would do a lesson. You've got your ThinkIt to get them interested and get them investigating different areas. And then you've got your Learn screen that will introduce a new area of work or secure something that they may have done recently, sort of refresh that area. You've got your activities that are marked for you. And again, they can keep going on, keep having a go at that so they can improve their skills. And then maybe you can pop in a video or a Play Live game at the end of that My City as a bit of a reward for what they have done. Now, just before we go, we do also have our quick links to our Play Live game, the game that I showed you earlier, and our online safety bundle, as well as our times tables bundle and phonics bundles just there. And please do check out our free resources for teachers at the bottom there. So that is just about everything. You will find, oh, there we go. You will find just here our learning record activity sheet in those sort of free printables that you can send home, and you can have parents record what their children have been doing. So again, it's a fun way of recording what their home learning is taking place outside of maybe any My Cities that you have set. And if you want to take part, we do have a couple of webinars coming up. First one looking at planning for distance learning and how you can allocate those to students and different groups of students. And the second part looking at those units of work that you can compile using Education City resources and sharing those amongst yourself, so amongst other teachers in your school. And that is pretty much everything that we have for today's webinar. Thank you ever so much for listening. Please feel free to contact us if you have any ideas for future webinars, or if you want to provide us with any feedback about this one or any other webinars you may have seen on our YouTube page. Please do take care and stay safe, and I hope to hear from you soon. Bye-bye.